Welcome back to the world of Tapir. Our music bot is still not working, so there'll be no music, unfortunately. But we still have a campaign to do. When we last left off, the False Sun crew had a bit of a rat race against the Roots of Yggdrasil, who were using spellcasters of an unknown amount and unknown type to raise the sea to try and go over the dangerous reefs. However, the sea, seemingly enchanted, did not like that. And after very intense pushback, with both waves and lightning. Um, the uh, the Roots of Yggdrasil's ship was finally uh, crushed and tossed by a massive pillar of water that was like a tendril. In the wreckage, the False Sun crew had rescued uh, a human who uh, called himself Dr. Todd, and he had explained that he was he had been captured by the Roots so that they could use his research. Um, they also managed to rescue a weasel that had been tossed about in the wind. Um, Eventually, they arrived to the Isle of Muliath, leaving Dr. Todd and the Weasel on the ship as they uh, took the dinghy to shore, um, and encountered a undead farmer, a zombie, who they used Destroy Undead on. Um, the undead farmer's grandson was distressed, so Raja had used Modify Memory so that it was like they were never there. And then they
Yay.
and then they snuck around in the fields of black wheat and corn, with a warm mulch that was that felt odd with the cold winter air outside the island, um, and eventually made their way into town, where unfortunately the robes of Corvus caught the attention of some guards because Raven Queen cleric juxtaposed with one of the zombies suddenly being uh, disabled for the time being uh, due to holy magic. They brought the False Sun crew to the Lord of the uh, island, who they talked up, and they explained that these zombies that litter the street are called remembrances prior to introducing them to the Lord. The Lord himself, a drow with long silvery hair, um, a pale lavender skin, a dark indigo uh, set of noble's clothes, um, and a pair of full moon amber spectacles. Um, and he has just extended his hand to your group and introduced himself as Lord Surazal the 14th. Well, technically, Surazal the 14th, Lord of Muliath.
Lord of all he purveys, or we purvey.
Wow.
so,
How does one purvey?
so to whom do I owe the pleasure of this introduction?
Uh, Hello, my name is Levere. I am captain of the Pseudo Solaire. This is my crew, and I motion towards them.
All right. He looks at them, his hand still extended.
Uh I shake his hand.
Uh, all right. As you do this, interesting. He takes it, looks it over. Your scales are well polished. That's a fancy piece of jewelry you have there. And then starts to like manhandle your face and says, "One of your horns are duller than the other. Did you break it recently?"
A few months ago, yeah, I was in a shipwreck.
Interesting. He lets go of your arm and face, and then wanders back over to the bonsai and picks up a cane next to it. The cane itself is of a polished dark wood and has a platinum uh, raven's head um, on the pommel. Pommel? Wait, is pommel at the top or bottom?
Pommel is the bottom of the handle. It's
Of the
like little
sword.
Oh,
roundy
handle.
thing.
Sorry, handle is what the word I was trying to think of. I'm a bit
I don't
stoopy
know if
today.
handle's hilt, maybe? I don't know if handle's the right word.
Yeah,
Hold on, I'm googling anatomy of a cane.
yeah, its handle is made of platinum and shaped like the head of a raven. And he grabs it and starts to twirl it around uh, and says, "So, what brings you to my isle?"
Um,
Uh,
Random
well,
chance?
you said that when we got to the island, one of the pips filled in,
Yes,
right?
the center pip filled in with white diamond.
Pip.
Well, uh, a source of mine has led me to believe that there's a magical artifact here that I would like to require.
Hmm. Interesting.
I maybe in the form of a. I think the first one we dealt with was lead. It might be a lead ball.
There were like the tests and trials for the other ones. Maybe that'll happen again.
No, if we were close to one of those, it would be blinking. Um, yes. It's should be like a sort of small metal sphere. It might be levitating. I'm unsure. Could be on a pedestal. Is there like a is there like an old temple around here somewhere?
No, there is no such thing. This island was nothing when my family came to it. Literally,
How long ago did your family come here?
the beginning.
That of what?
He just smirks.
My family was on the water for a bit.
Riveting.
I got an update from TK.
Yeah.
They said they'll hop in VC soon. They don't know how active they'll be, but they don't want to miss the episode.
Okay.
They're just finishing up in the bathroom.
Okay.
That wasn't necessary to put in the recording.
I mean,
Everybody goes to the bathroom.
yeah.
Yeah, all their characters poop.
Don't
Everybody.
Anyway.
forget, back when we were like regularly streaming this, we did have the idea of having like a BRB thing to put up on the stream where, and one of them it was going to be like
That was before
a
I knew
silhouette of the ship. It was
that.
going to be the ship's silhouette, and it was going to have Levere pissing off the edge of it.
Yeah, that was before I knew I could pause the record, or before I figured out how to pause the recordings. Yeah. So
Anyway,
yes. So Surazal just looks at you and smirks.
well, it's nice to meet you.
If you're looking for some ancient temple that may or may not exist, or some artifact that I honestly doubt the existence of, then why have you destroyed one of my townspeople's remembrances?
We have done no such thing, Sushi says, lightly gesturing at herself and the captain.
Yeah, he looks you over and just gestures with it, just points with his cane at Corvus.
I can assure you that she didn't do it.
You take me for a fool.
She's a bird.
Yes, but
I mean,
more
we
importantly,
have
the roads I recognize. Am I to believe that she may have stolen them then, if she has no true affiliation with her?
oh no, she is a cleric of the Raven Queen, but she did not destroy.
She's a cleric of the
Old man, I
Raven Queen, but
guess?
she is very, very willing to see her faith tested. She lives with me, after all.
Well, if she's willing to put her faith in that charlatan behind, then I suppose I can welcome you as guests here.
Is
What?
like if there's like I just basically call and basically ask before we make accommodations try to
You're cutting in and out.
You are very much cutting in and out.
hold on.
Yeah, no, she's not a cleric of the Raven Queen. She's just the parrot from our ship. You know, pirates have parrots.
So you're
I've
pirates
heard.
then?
Uh,
Have you come to ransack my town,
legally?
pillage the people?
we're not
We're
pirates. We don't have a
assholes.
license.
I assure you, we have nothing that would be of value to you.
We're not pirates. We don't have a license.
We're ocean people, not land people.
Why would you need a license to be a pirate?
They have unions. What do you think the
Pirate-
pirate kings are for?
Pirates just they're just privateers that the government doesn't pay.
No. See, privateers are assholes. Pirates have a union.
Yeah.
In my
You see-
experience, it's more of a loose set of code.
I think it's more of a suggestion.
Oh, fuck.
You
Oh,
okay?
Are you okay?
I was sucking on a mint.
Oh,
Did you
I
choke
swallowed
on
it
like a
while
second?
laughing.
That sucks.
was it a lifesaver mint? Because they have the
Oral
hole specifically
different
so
when
you
you're
can't choke
No,
on them.
it's a fisherman's friend. It went down the right hole. It just... I wasn't expecting
It's
to
Petered
just
on the
swallow it.
hedge.
It's just large, hard, and uncomfortable to go through your tummy and your
It's
throat.
just really, really strong, which is uncomfortable to go in through my tummy.
It's large,
it is...
hard, and uncomfortable, and you're thankful it went through the right hole.
Do I sound better?
Yes.
All right. I try
10
to
milligrams.
tell the leader of this island.
Yes,
Excuse
Surazal.
me, Surazal.
Lord Surazal.
The 14th.
Yes.
Lord
Lord Surazal the 14th of Mulius.
I am the princess.
Riveting.
Lord Surazal the 14th. I like to besqueech a sort of like an
Besqueech.
invitation.
That is not a word that I'm familiar with. Besqueech.
We will be squeeged.
Sorry, beak got in the way of my accent. Beseech an attendance of a tour of like your villa, if that is all right with your lordship.
A tour. You wish me, as the Lord, to personally give you a tour of my island.
I mean,
He
that
did
would be
just
nice, but
say
if you
villa,
just
which
get
is...
if you get a servant for it, that's understandable.
I'll do it.
Ah, cool.
Mm,
I need to get
Do
Okay.
you
a
have any shady servants around here? Maybe a butler
get
that's
your daily
trying to kill
walk-in?
you?
He leads y'all over. He leads y'all out. You can see, as you do, he walks as he walks by a human in an elderly human in a fairly fancy suit. He says, "Mind mind the property while I'm on a walk." And the elderly human says, "Right, my lord." Ah. And as he leads you out through a different way from when you came, he leads you through the foyer in the ballroom. He says, "Before we go, there is something I need to do." And he taps his cane twice on the ground, and you can see wisps of white emit from it and begin to circle around various pillars, the staircase, and start to create various decorations all around.
Ooh.
Can I roll insight to see what those orbs of light are?
It'd be Arcana.
All right, Arcana. Either way, I'm rolling something with intelligence. Uh, hold on. Let's just.
I'm gonna try to roll to see as well. I
Alright.
want to know what the lights are.
I'm going to roll perception. I'm gonna get a look around, look at all the decorations.
Come
Sushi
on.
rolls a 6.
Oof,
Come on, phone.
14.
what did Corvus roll?
Okay. I didn't roll yet because my phone's acting slow. Hold on.
Rippy and
What's your
Pippy.
modifier? I roll flat up. I clicked by accident. Don't
dang
count
it,
the
I
Arcana check as for me. I was gonna
I
offer
rolled
to
a-
roll for.
For
rolled-
those of you who rolled Arcana,
I rolled by accident. Don't count my Arcana check as real.
I'm not.
got it.
I was gonna offer to roll for gunmetal, but I clicked by accident. Much like in the finale for Mario 64.
Yeah, well, this time, Bowser didn't die. So,
I mean, I did it. It kind of. I rolled a 19, so if I was rolling that for gunmetal, that would have been really good.
yeah, that's fair. Unfortunately, Gunmetal rolled a 9 and Sushi rolled a 6, so as far as y'all can tell, that's just some kind of magic.
Pretty
I did
lights.
roll a 14 on perception to get a look around and look at the decorations and be like, ooh, nice.
The decorations, you recognize the aesthetic. It seems that though they are a bit more grim than you're used to, less red and pink and more black and sort of like a wine colored purple. But they do appear to be soon celebration festivities. Uh, the decorations in preparation for a festival to celebrate kinship and love. And as the wisps of light begin to uh, continue to decorate the uh, foyer and the ballroom, um, they Surazal leads you out of the castle.
All right.
So, this is my beautiful island of Muliath. I understand that the sight of the remembrances may be off-putting to certain members of your crew. However, I grant them to the townspeople as a cold comfort.
Are they
Makes
good
sense.
workers?
Where do you go to look at your characters on D&D Beyond?
Uh, your
Oh.
You
Click your username or like mouse over your username, and
I'm
then
on
you'll
my
see
app.
the character.
Oh, okay, there it is. I wasn't
Mm,
yeah.
seeing it.
It's above the subscribe button.
mm. You
Yeah,
say
and for that, thank you everybody. Listen to like and subscribe.
mm.
Yeah.
So
Katya rolled a 24 for Arcana.
Oh, it's a little. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little past.
I was struggling to get my page up.
Don't forget to ring that bell.
Jesus.
down below.
I'm not
Wink.
gonna tell people how to fucking do YouTube. If they like it, they know what to do.
Watch our short form content that doesn't exist.
Watch our
Mhm.
short
Hey,
form
I'm willing to
content.
put
It's
short
only an
forms
hour and
up.
a half long.
Instead of 4
I'm sure
hours
we
long.
could get. I'm sure we could get some decent TikTokable clips from our campaign.
Oh, definitely. Pretty much everything that happened in Mario 64 could easily be clipped.
Mm.
There was so much that happened.
Yeah, all the D&D podcasts you're doing it.
Mario 64.
Yeah,
The classic D&D
well,
campaign.
okay. Yeah, for the TikTok, I guess like recapping things that happened, but I'm not gonna animate it.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the
Sometimes they
ass.
just like
You can just
I'll
animatic
do
it.
illustrations.
People love animatics.
Yeah.
I know, but that's
Uh-huh.
a lot of work, and I don't want to do that. And I'd also have to, like, if we did animatics, like, we'd have to find the actual audio, or just have one of us recount a thing that happened.
We do bullet points of every episode, and I'll doodle them.
We have notes.
We do have notes.
I mean, given the notes are only for like the notes miss out on the first like 30,
I'm bad at
36 episodes.
Of the library books I keep checking out, I've only ever finished the graphic novels.
Oof.
Oh well.
All right.
Are
So Surazal leads you back down the hill to the main part of the island.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You mentioned it being like a cold comfort. Why
Yes.
specifically cold?
Well, they're more or less blank slates for their friends and loved ones to imprint upon. All these figures that you see, they are people who have died of old age or disease. Significantly more difficult to bring back fully, so I just bring back their body. And they care for it as though it is the real person. They are fully aware, but grief works in many ways, he says with a smile.
Yeah,
there
I
are a
get
lot
it.
of different burial
Sometimes it's
practices.
easier to play pretend than deal with the truth. I've been there.
Exactly.
I think there's I think somewhere in Tapir there's a culture that like unburies the dead every year for like a celebration.
Oh yes, in Central Elm.
I remember I knew a guy that always just ate his friends when they died. It was a good process for him, I guess.
Was he a knoll? Was he a knoll? I think gnolls usually do that.
I would hope not. I've never had a good experience with a knoll.
Well, no, he was a pirate, though.
One of my crewmates on my old ship was a knoll. Big guy.
Oof.
Your whole ship died.
Not the whole ship. Davitt lived.
Does Davit count?
Yes,
Reveal
Davitt very counts.
for being survivor.
So, as he walks you through the streets, he says, "So, we do have spare rooms in the castle that I can grant to you if you're on your best behavior. And you could join us. I will formally invite you to the celebration tonight. We have a dance. to the days leading up to the festival, and a feast. I would love
Nice.
you to join
That is
us for
mine.
dinner.
Hey DM, I have a question.
Yes?
The calendar. Are we working off of a simplified calendar or a calendar that's mostly identical to ours?
More or less identical.
All right. A little harder for pocket watches to keep date then.
Well, I mean, the pocket watch would be synced to the in-universe's
I mean,
calendar.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I
Like mechanically, and I don't mean game mechanically. I mean like mechanically. Be a
Oh.
little harder to get that set up because
Yeah.
you'd have to have it would have to have a month. It would have to have a month set dial as well, because so that like when it gets to the February equivalent, it'll like once it gets to like 28, then it clicks back over to 1.
Well, no, the month dial would have to be like more. I don't know if it would be able to do days, but months would be pretty easy.
Months probably. It would have to like again. It would have to have a thing for like flipping over because hold on. I've got the
I
I
bel-
think
the
you have to have
I'm-
a separate
Triben.
watch
Yeah,
that,
I
like,
believe it's the
for the
11th of
day.
Triben.
Yeah, the celebration is the actual soon is on the 14th in 3 days.
Yep. So, what'd you
Oh
say?
wait, shit, fuck! It's gonna be my hatch days next month.
Oh, congratulations.
Ah man, we lose track of time on this on the ocean.
Wait, which month is next?
Next month is
Ramo.
Ramo. Yeah, my hatch day is the 15th of Ramo.
Oh, a little over a month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations.
Just a few days, but under a week before the equinox.
Interesting. And how old will you be turning?
19.
Nearly 2 decades. Impressive for someone of your stature.
Am I 19 or 18?
You're 18. Your birthday was later in the month. Or no, wait, you're 19th. 19? Yes, you're 19th.
Is
I'm
my
older.
birth? Okay,
I'm
wait.
older.
Yeah. No. Wait, are you?
Oh.
Because Sushi's birthday was on basically Halloween.
Yeah,
I think Sushi is
But,
older
like-
by a few months.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, by like 5 months, 4 months.
what do you mean our stature? We're tall. You're just freakishly tall.
No,
I'm-
kobolds kind of have like a life expectancy of like 12 to 120 years.
That's
the
a very
kobolds-
wide range.
The kobolds I'm familiar with are quite reckless, so
Yeah, that's why the 12.
That's a
Basically,
really wide range.
as soon as we're considered adults by,
my
standards,
my
be like
advice,
motions towards crotch. Like
I-
once we're considered adults,
yes.
that's when we're able to like go out and fight and shit. So
Yes, my advice: befriend a snake. It'll keep you safe.
we had the opportunity, but this one, pointing at Corvus with his thumb, flubbed it a bit.
Ah,
I
not
don't know why,
surprising.
it just
We've ran into that snake a second time. It got the ability to use Mage Hand 100 times at once, and it used all of its Mage Hands for that day to flip her off, specifically.
Well, that sounds
I
like
don't
you did
know
the
why.
opposite of make a friend. Or
No,
you
that's-
did
that's-
make
Gonna
a
be
friend.
honest,
sir.
I should have bought that snake, and instead I bought shiny.
No, you could have still gotten shiny, but what could have been done was we could have not gotten that goose.
Why would you buy a goose? Those things are the
Not
devil.
just any goose, it's a draconic goose. It breathes fire.
That sounds like more problems.
But
Mhm.
isn't it better for like to use to besiege an enemy?
But also, we can eat its eggs.
Can
mean,
we?
I don't
Do
even know
we?
if it's laid any yet.
Yeah, it
I
has.
haven't.
It just remember, it did lay one egg, which was taken by the retainers and sold to Tavel. Y'all do know that. Or
I
traded to
guess it did lay
Tavel
one egg.
for the elven boots for Sushi's birthday.
Okay.
But yeah, I bought Shiny and I helped out with the goose, and I also convinced one of our other party members to buy the immortal lizard. And then he didn't fucking take him when he left. Goddamn thing has been eating through our ship this whole time.
Well, it sounds like you need to get that sorted out.
Yeah, like the goose
We
is
have-
not the one causing the most problems. It was the lizard, actually.
We have reason to believe that the lizard may be a baby Tarask, actually.
Yes, of course. Everyone knows that Tarasks have babies. They're known for
Well, we
it.
found a dead one.
Sure you did. So this is
Awesome.
the bakery. And he gestures to a building which has no sign, like no like sign with words, just a wooden sign that has a picture of sourdough bread, cut into an X.
Xbox.
I mean, the Xbox symbol is based off sourdough.
Yep.
Yes, this is the bakery. Across the street is a cafe if you're thirsty. We do have a tavern, but it's going to be closed until later tonight.
Right.
But
The tavern's not open during the day here?
well, it usually is, but they're getting ready for the celebration.
Oh,
You would not
yeah.
believe how many people will go on 3-day benders at this time of year.
Oh no, I can bet. I can bet.
I always wanted to go out drinking like that.
Yes.
What's your longest bender?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a longest bender? And of yourself, you've lived some years.
Oh, maybe 2, 3.
Katya just casually admits that she has been drunk since before me and Levere have been born.
Yup.
I think my longest bender was about 2 or 3.
Not bad, not bad.
2 or 3 what?
Oh, centuries.
Oh. Now this. You got me beat there. Mine's
Well, you don't look a day over 120.
3 months.
Thank you.
It's a real for the war.
I have a very intensive skin routine.
Well, it works. You glisten brightly.
Oh, you flatter me.
Well, I do hope to catch you on the dance floor later tonight.
Oh. I'm sure I
Bard's
can.
got a bard, I guess.
I'm sure that I
The
can
party
entertain
filth
that offer
flirts
for
with the
such a young
necromancer.
lass. And he gently holds her hand and gives it a kiss.
Aww. She kisses his hand back.
His hand is covered in a silk silk glove.
Katya likes to return gestures.
Yes.
Oh, I messed up. I forgot the name and I typed it in wrong.
What?
Instead of Surazal, I typed
What, like Sulazar?
yeah, Salazar.
No, it's Surazal.
Salazar
I
is a
like-
real is a real person.
The so he then leads you to the outskirts where the farmland is visible. He says, and over there are the farms. Based on where that body was found, I'm sure you're already familiar with
Well, we saw them coming through the town, so
Yes.
And I have another piece of corn.
Eh, sure, why not? He snaps his fingers, and one of the undead farmhands like stiffens up and cuts a piece of corn down and starts shambling towards y'all.
Yay, corn.
I
Yeah,
mainly shuffle back.
I do have a question.
he drops the corn into your hand, Sushi. Yes. What is your question?
Why are the plants black?
He gestures to the sky and says, "The cloud cover. It's so thick we don't get a whole lot of sunlight down here. They get most of their nutrients from the scorchwood mulch."
Is it the scorchwood that makes it black then?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, I half thought Surazal would just say, for the aesthetic, darling. Aesthetic.
Well, I mean, it is
Yeah.
a lovely aesthetic.
Sushi is going to eat the ear of corn, like cob and husk still on.
Are you gonna like
Just-
eat it like an apple
Yeah.
Crunch.
or like a carrot?
Yeah, exactly, like a carrot. Husk still on.
Are you gonna shuck it first?
No.
Oh,
Well, you are certainly one of
Atya looks at him with
interesting appetite. I can admire that.
Well, I mean, you're not eating, you're dead, so what else are you gonna do?
eat plants.
Yeah.
Well, we do have livestock as well.
Beef. We'll eat well tonight.
Yes. Beef, pork, mutton.
Okay.
Yes. I do hope you eat well. It is always enjoyable to offer a warm meal to my guests. I don't get them very often.
The reef is a little hard to get through.
Oh, yes, that is for our own protection. There are people out there who don't understand our ways. And he glares at Corvus.
I glare right back at him.
Oh, yeah, I think I already mentioned this, but really should have like a party sent out to less a party, more an army. The druids around the area did kind of destroy Obadon, so
Ordona.
Ordona,
Ordonus.
Ordonus.
Yeah.
They did the
Well,
The-
that
the
explains why
grove around it.
that explains why we didn't get our last shipment of scorchwood.
Yeah, you know, one cult and then another cult came.
No,
You know
it
how
was
it
just
goes.
it was just the one cult. It was a grove of druids that destroyed it.
What is the difference between a grove of druids and a cult?
The druids aren't worshiping a god in specific. They're worshiping nature.
They're still a divine class. They still use
Yeah.
divine magic.
Yeah, it's
use
nature.
And this cult that you
Wait.
speak of, which god do they serve? Out of curiosity.
I'm not certain
Yggdrasil,
of
I
any
think.
specific god. But they worship some kind of magic tree.
Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil.
That's not a tree, not a physical tree,
You can just-
anyways.
The
They call
world
themselves
tree.
the roots of Yggdrasil. Oh, my dad is hollering at me. Hold on.
It's
What'd you say, Katya?
Oh, yes, Yggdrasil, the world tree.
yes, it's not a physical tree. It's just
My brother's at the door. I'll be back.
okay. It's just
Well,
an
there are fables to its realm, but
well, no, it's not a physical. It was in the first era. It was how they depicted the connection between the different planes in the planar system. It was an early depiction of the planar system.
Okay, yes, but it also kind of was a physical tree
It
at
was
the same time.
it was never a physical tree, trust me.
Then where did Odin do his whole rune thingy?
Uh, how do you know he
Well,
did?
there are different beliefs surrounding Yggdrasil.
Look, for some reason, gods like being broken on trees. It happens a lot. Gods get tortured, and then they get magic powers from it.
Are they even gods?
Yggdrasil is also featured in Judaism, not just Norse stuff.
Hmm. You know, it's like it's like the whole thing with the runes on tongue and the
Yeah.
thing.
It's a common world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the why do they get to call themselves gods?
Why not?
Well, I mean,
Probably
what's
because they were good at forcing a bunch of people to do what they wanted.
Once you get strong enough, why not call yourself a god? I mean, I heard there was this whole thing about like a weird specific process about ascending to godhood, but that always seemed strange to me. And I'm fairly certain that the god that was
I'm back.
my god's master
What did I miss?
lost divinity, and I don't know how the fuck that works, but whatever.
That
Well-
all just sounds blasphemy to my ears.
What did I
well,
miss?
discussion of gods and why. Well,
Sushi's explaining
If
that
it
the
takes-
god, like her god's master, once lost divinity and is now not technically a god, but a
Well-
guy that is also partially divine.
well, if all that it takes to be a god is power and people listening to you, then what threshold divides a man and a god? Like, at what point does someone become powerful
What did I
enough and-
miss? Other than
It's
debate.
about-
Nothing.
Didn't really miss anything.
It's about the whole ideology of said god that could be approachable to many aspects of one's life.
I
And-
suppose it depends initially on how personable the god can be. Because what is it built on? What is godship built on but belief? If people believe you are a god, then you are God. Then you are one. But
So if I
every-
go to my town and announce to them that I'm a god, does that make me a god?
well, maybe
No.
if
Eventually, maybe.
people believing
No.
it, sure.
You wouldn't
I
be
mean,
a
maybe
god,
after,
you would
like,
just be a heretic.
Maybe after like a few centuries of them worshiping you as a god, you might ascend. I don't know.
They already worship me as their lord. I'm the most benevolent and humble person in the world.
And I suppose
Yeah.
to people you might
Thumbs
just
up.
they're God.
I mean, I think you're supposed to touch a magic rock, but like whatever. I mean,
I think it also has to do with people pray to you, you answer their prayers, or you give them power. You keep
Well,
doing
whenever their
magic
loved
and
ones
perform
die, they
miracles.
ask me to bring them back, and I do. He
I suppose you
gestures to
said
the
Not
corpses.
technically.
You know, I think what the real thing that counts for towards godhood. Do you have any paladins or clerics? Once you get a paladin or a
Yeah.
cleric, I think that's when you become a god.
I'm gonna turn to Reja for just a
And
second.
do you have
Do my guards who are willing to serve me even after death count?
I mean, isn't that what a
They
death
get
knight
a,
is?
they get a smite out of it, I guess. Are they able to smite?
I mean, give me
are they able
a couple days and I can enchant their weapons.
Do
That's
death
not-
knights get smite?
I think that's a little
Not
bit
sure.
That's
different.
not how it would work, honestly. That's just all of this is just theories and such, unfounded, untested.
If I wanted to, I could. If they wanted to make a deal, I could grant them power. Any notable wizard can.
You can become a
Wait.
warlock patron at the very least, then.
What is the difference between a warlock's patron and a cleric's deity?
I think what type, Wait, are warlocks
contract.
divine
War,
or arcane
Warlocks is
casters?
more deals and demonic stuff, while
I think a
Cleric
warlock's
of-
casting depends on what its patron is.
I mean, a cleric's casting also
I don't know,
depends on
I'm
what patron
not-
you're is.
I'm not really good at magic.
One warlock's patron could be another cleric's deity.
I do know that. I have met people who have a cleric of one thing that is also a warlock of another. It's like the archfey, the archfiends, anything with arch in the name, I guess.
A double dealer.
Yes, an archfey could serve the role of a deity for the people of the cloth, or as a patron to anyone seeking power. So, does that mean an archfey is a god?
the answer to
I'm
that would
going
be
to-
no.
If it is, then we've killed a god.
Her accordion.
Congratulations, god slayers.
What did you say, Katya? Sorry.
Oh, Katya gets bored and starts playing her accordion. Not loudly though, just like softly as background.
Sushi is going to take her rat off of her shoulder.
You say softly.
I mean, how
How
soft can an
softly can you
accordion
play an
be?
accordion?
I mean,
I'd like to play
definitely
the
softer
bagpipes
than loud than full
softly.
volume. Definitely softer than full volume, but it's still gonna be like.
Yeah. Well, okay, so
Hmm.
she keeps a couple paces back.
No, that's fine. Softly play the bagpipes.
Mhm.
Sushi's gonna pick her her
I've
familiar
heard soft harmonica before.
her familiar up
Although
by
maybe
the
it was
scruff.
just like digitally mixed that way.
You
Alright, well then,
I
you pick
her
up your
violin.
patron.
Are you a god?
Well, that depends on who you ask. At one point, our master was beyond a god. You have to remember, I'm not our master. I'm just an aspect.
Don't you have his memories though?
I can
Such that they are?
I can access them, but I more or less serve as an intermediary between you and him. Without
It's a lot easier having a conversation with you than meditating and going inside the sword where it's all goopy.
Exactly. In his prime, he was beyond a god.
What does that mean?
But it
He was
means
beyond a god, stupid.
I
More
don't
and more,
know
I'm
how to
just like,
explain it more.
are you saying like your being was more of like everything, because that's what would be higher than a god, that you just exist as everything.
Okay,
No,
but
it
there
just
are
means
like
it had more
different
power than a
ranks of
god.
gods.
I mean, the Titans were more than the gods. The
Which
primordials.
Titans?
The primordial Titans who came before them.
Hmm.
Aren't there also Titans that live now?
In this realm, I don't know. They were all dead by the time our master came to be. Oh, that was
How many gods are still alive?
I don't know.
I think that's an oxymoron.
That's a lot. I mean,
I
that
mean, they
depends.
die
I mean,
sometimes.
it depends on what you mean by alive, since there are some like Orcus, for example, is a god of undeath. So would he be considered alive or undead?
Is Bane still alive?
I don't know.
You're not the most useful information source. You know that?
He's a lord of an island.
No, you're talking to the rat.
He's not a. Oh.
I'm talking to the rat.
Oh.
Well,
The
I don't know
goopy
if
rat.
you've noticed this, but our master has been trapped in a sword for eons.
I'm gonna go back to squishing the rat like a stress ball.
Yeah, it's got the consistency of putty, except for
I
the
just squish it and then make it boggle.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
like
You squish
Eyes
it onto
popping.
you squish it onto a newspaper, onto a Sunday comic.
If you would like me to, if you allow me to retort, Lord Surazal the 14th, I'd just like to say that the whole thing about deityism and what constitutes like a rank up and something like that, aside from what I mentioned before about like an overarching ideology, is honestly the whole idea that you fulfill a purpose that is intrinsically needed for people, that is necessary for them to be able to move on, evolve, grow out of phases of their lives,
Well,
understand that
You're crime
themselves.
gods.
well, you would have a point if it weren't for the fact that your own deity is somewhat redundant.
What? What did you just say?
The matron, she's not needed.
People die.
Excuse me, what?
What does she govern
She's not-
over?
Well, I think she's specifically an afterlife god, not a Thanatos. No.
I mean, Thanatos is a death god.
Well,
Well, but unless you're referring to Nyx, the
Hermes
Queen of
is
the
the one that
Night.
actually shepherds the souls into the underworld in
What is
Greek
the word I'm
mythology.
looking for?
No, Hermes is the messenger god.
Yes, and
He's not a.
yeah, and he
He
takes
didn't shepherd that many people, just some people who were important.
He
You can
shepherded a few
one
people.
job.
But anywho,
You can have more than one job.
but look around, little bird. She's not needed here. I can do what she does.
But that
But you
does not.
don't deal with the souls,
That-
though.
I can
That
if
is
I
the-
want. I just don't want to. The ones who
Then
pass of old age or disease, I can. It's annoying. I don't want to because it's annoying. Does your deity afford you that?
in my sect of the belief, it is more that we let those people pass on if they've reached old age or disease.
Yes.
That is all.
So is it that you choose not to resurrect someone who's died of old age, or is that he will not allow you?
I think a lot of. I think most. Like, you gotta be pretty powerful to do spells that can.
I mean, you can still bring them back, but reversing age is harder.
It's more.
Well, reversing age would be on someone who's yet to die.
Yeah. Listen. My god doesn't let souls go back sometimes when she's not done playing with them.
Anyway.
It's basically my sect belief that we don't force our hand in like keeping someone tethered around.
I see.
Well, they're not. Their souls aren't here.
If someone,
Yeah, there are different types of necromancy.
let me ask you this then. If someone were to die of unnatural means on this island, who would it be that you'd have to commune with in order to bring them back? You personally. Would it be her, or would it be me?
Honestly, it would still be her. I would not need to commune with you. You do not have the ownage of all sets of life and such here. It's literally like it can be the Raven Queen's territory if she so desires.
Well, let's see how
Can't you just
strong that
do?
desire is. He turns around and looks around, and points to a elf, a male elf who's dressed as a farmer, bringing in a cart of wheat into town. Says, "You there? Could you come here?"
You
And
can just cast resurrection. You don't have to entreaty anyone.
He ends up the elf comes and says, "Oh, hello there, my lord. How may I help you?" He says, "What is your name?" "Oh, my name is Alexander." Alexander. My new friend, this is Alexander. Alexander,
Hello.
I would like you to answer a question. He says, "Okay." He turns to you, Corbin, says, "Pay close attention, little bird. Alexander, die." Alexander's like, "My lord, that's not a question." He clutches his chest and tries to brace himself on probably Katya.
Oh,
As,
Katya's definitely to like help
as
him and pick him up. She's
he's
fucking freaked
he's
out.
foaming from the mouth,
staring
and blood starts to drip from his nose and tear ducts until he goes limp, eyes still
Katya
open.
grabs him with the hands still covered in accordion. Just
No, well, like she puts it down and grabs him.
Okay. Like Corvus is immediately trying to cast like a resurrection on Alexander right now.
It'd be
Well, I
revivify.
rescind my earlier invitation to dance.
The
That's just fucking rude.
as you cast
that was the
revivify,
problem of it.
Corvus,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead as you pull out the diamond, as you begin to cast revivify on this freshly dead civilian. Go ahead and roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll over and yeah, let's just roll over here. Like it.
You know, if you
Okay.
want someone actually dead, could I do that for you? Because I don't want to waste the bits.
Looking over like at the spell modifier. Hold on. Spell is it just normal spell modifier or spell attack spell modifier?
Spell modifier, not the attack.
Then it'll be 15.
You got a 15?
Yes.
All right. As you're casting it, as you say your prayer to the Raven Queen, you open your eyes. You can see the thread of life emanating from from the heart. A thread only you can see, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't go towards the it doesn't go off to the aether like you would expect. Instead, it seems to lead towards Surazal, and the thread is wrapped around his cane. As you see a wisp, you see the man's soul just resting on the handle of Surazal's cane.
Oh, you fucking. Those very cells.
Well, aren't you going to resurrect him? Aren't you going to show how strong your goddess is, little bird?
You're just some devil wrapped up in the skin of like an elf.
He pulls
It's
out a
just
pocket
home.
watch and says, "Tick-tock, time is running out."
That's
If you
not how
wait,
devils work, Corvus. We've met devils.
if you wait any longer, well, it'll
I
require a
I
much
tried
longer
I
ritual
tr-
to bring him back.
I tried to activate the revivify, trying to cut it.
You're trying to cut the thread of life?
Don't
Yes.
cut it. No, don't. That's not what you're wanting to do. You want to stuff them back into the body. If you're cutting the thread,
If you're
it's gonna
gonna
be
cut it, can I
smoothed
do
in.
it? Because I have a sword that would be good at that.
Only Corvus can see
No, I
the
know.
thread because she is casting the revivify.
Uh. So I'm just basically it's like my head's like thinking, gotta do something right. I can't let this evil just along any further. Like I tried to focus my focus on trying to get a higher chance of trying to wrangle the soul out of from the cane.
All right, you begin to pray harder. Go ahead and roll
Mhm.
another d20. Add your spellcasting modifier.
Yes. I need to save. Now it's 21.
21.
I
All
need
right.
to save.
As you do, you feel as you begin to pray in desperation, you feel your body start to act on instinct. You just snatch the cane from Surazal and smack the guy in the chest with it, his soul going back in, and you see him go, oh, oh.
Hey,
Corvus, you okay there? Your eyes kind of went blank for a bit.
Yeah, you see in one hand you're holding Surazal's cane, in the other you're holding your scythe folded.
that
I'm gonna
So is there something?
I'm
I
gonna
did
take the cane from Corvus and give it back to Surazal.
I'm gonna
like
eye
I
Surazal.
like to contest.
He takes it and twirls it around and pulls a few pieces of platinum from his pocket to give to Alexander. And says, "You did good. Make sure you have a nice week." And he hands it to him and pats him on the back and sends him off on his way. And you hear him say, "Thank you, my lord."
I'm gonna lean
How could
over
you just
to
thank him?
Lavir.
Wait, how could you just
Well, he's
thank him?
not.
He literally killed you.
Well, he's
Oh,
not dead. Now he has 2 platinum.
Your cane's cooler, Lavir. Don't worry.
I am
This,
very.
this man just got paid. This man just got paid 20 gold to lie down on.
Yes. He needed to. It was 2 platinum to be an example.
I mean, yeah, but
not that he knew before you would do that.
Well, I won't say you don't well compensate your workers, but I did not appreciate that.
Oh, he's fine.
So your people are in school.
He'll be fine.
It's like this is why you try to
Ow.
avoid tampering with the soul as much as possible because it could easily deteriorate from constant misuse of bring back, kill, bring back, kill. Why else do you think we would just not go for a extraneous length to keep someone alive past their
Oh, hey, Silver, I have a question.
What's up?
When I've been close to Surazal, have I noticed anything?
Like what?
Anything that I can see?
Go ahead and roll perception, I guess.
Can Katya roll to help out?
No. This is
Okay.
just Lavir basically
This is a
analyzing.
special one. Because Lavir is special.
Really need to get that thing that I got actually written down into my features.
Lavir's just trying to be a main character right now. Best way.
I
Lavir
rolled
gets the
a
special
21.
One thing you do notice, after he killed Alexander with a single word, you did notice that the eyes of the handle of his cane did flash. And they were glowing slightly dim the entire time Corvus was casting the Revivify spell.
All right. I'll keep that to myself then. It doesn't seem important. Hee hee
I
hee.
Corvus is just raging against Surazal, saying this is not right. The fact that in order to bring him back, I literally had to use like your cane, which is binding apparently not just like the souls of like that's currently deceased, but also all your current patrons that are alive right now.
Well,
You
Oh, you think
you just
if you
well,
failed to
Corvus,
do
I
it, I
guess
would have
don't
brought him back
try not to die
myself.
here.
what?
I said if you failed to do so, I would have brought him back myself. The point of this exercise was to show that there is no difference between the gods and us mortals. We
The
can do
gods
the
keep
same.
souls longer.
We can do the same thing they can. They need us more than we need them.
Souls like to go places. They need a place to stay. God, divine realms are one of the places.
You're really
When I
agreeing with
When
you're
I
really
finally
agreeing
kick the
with this,
bucket,
princess?
what?
You're really agreeing with this, princess?
Well, I mean, no, I'm not agreeing with either of you. I don't think he can keep souls indefinitely. They go somewhere eventually. Preferably inside my sword.
Your sword is very hungry for souls, is the thing.
It's not hungry.
Well,
They-
I would appreciate
they're
it.
It's
there.
hungry.
I would appreciate it if you try not to quench it on this island. Unless we have some rabble rousers that are uninvited.
Rabble rousers.
They were gonna. There was gonna be. The reef took care of them.
Oh, yes.
Is that your work, by the way, or like your family's work?
Family work.
I was just
It did-
gonna try and get a read on
It didn't
him.
like that they were cheating.
Oh, yes. The seas are under our command. The royal hour. They are under the command of Muliath and no one else.
Oh yeah, is it gonna be as hard to get out as it was to get back in? Or to get in? Not back in.
Do you have the map?
Yeah, I have the map.
Then you should be fine.
Yeah, I pull up the map. I've got the map.
Yeah. You see, you are currently marked on the island in the center of it. Well then.
I do plan on taking the map back because if Ordonez ever gets built back up, it's gonna take a while. There's one guy left.
Well, all there needs to be is one person to keep the place going.
I don't know if you know. Do you know any of the people from Ordonez personally?
No, their shipments come and they stay docked and they do not leave their ship.
Ah, okay.
We have our own workers come in and unload the cargo.
It was just a single like owl Aarakocra. Tell us his name.
Never met him. But,
Hmm.
nevertheless, if you are in the area again, try not to teleport with the Scorchwood. It can be very dangerous to attempt to do so before it's refined.
Yeah, we've already had one incident with teleportation, so I'll keep that in mind.
Wonderful! Does anyone want to go back to the castle?
Sure.
Alright,
Frazier was trying to get
You
a
have
read
little-
on him.
right. Roll insight.
Yeah.
Do you have those tiny little cakes?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Just
I
like
had wanted-
just like fists up at chin level, clenched. Yes.
That was almost bad. Okay. Nice.
What'd you get?
It was still rolling. It started to stop on a 2 and rolled over to a 20.
So a nat 20?
Yeah, total 29.
Alright.
Ba-da-ba.
All right. So, he starts to lead y'all to the castle. And back up the hill. You can see as you're passing by one store with clothing, you can see that one person is trying to dress up one of the
Yeah.
animated corpses in a fancy ball gown. Yeah. But he does bring you back up to the castle.
Did we ever actually learn that what's his face was a necromancer?
Who?
Beard man.
Our wizard,
Oh,
Lorcax.
some of y'all did, or some of y'all suspect, considering the undead fish in his trunk. But y'all kept that a secret from Corvus.
One of us.
Fish man. Fish man. It is
Yes.
important to specify man.
Yes, the
Because undead fish brought a very silly image to mind of just one of those cartoon fish skeletons wiggling around.
No. What's funnier is if you mount a bit like a big
Oh, the Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
big mouth Billy Bass.
Yeah, the big mouth bass.
Take me to the water.
Take me to the river. Drop me in the water. Fuck it, Surazal has one on his wall.
It sings.
Yeah.
It sings, but it sings in Undercommon, so we can't understand it.
I know Undercommon.
Nah,
Sushi can hear it.
it speaks regular common, but it does have the North Elm accent. Like, take me to the river. Drop me in the water.
Take me to river. Drop me in water.
Alright.
I only know 4 languages.
The classic folk song of Catches people. But yeah, no, I don't think Levere has mentioned the zombie fish to anyone else.
Yeah. I think Sushi was there when you found it.
No, I think it was me and Davitt.
Oh, right, because y'all were planning
I was showing him the ship, and we were gonna maybe bomb.
Yeah, y'all were gonna bang in Corvus's room.
Well, we were gonna bang in the closet.
Yeah, Corvus's closet.
Well, it was Lorcax's closet too.
Yeah, I do love
it was their shared closet.
I do love the secret necromancer and the Raven Queen cleric sharing a closet.
It was great. So yeah, we went in there and we were probably gonna like kiss and stuff, but then we heard thumping from the chest and we were like, "What?" And then there was a zombie. We're like, "Ah!"
Yeah, y'all were like, I think y'all were like sitting on the chest, about to make out when it started to like shake.
Maybe.
So Corvus remains the one of us that has had the least sex, right?
I don't think Corvus had any. Like, she's very young.
She's a virgin.
Haha.
Alright, so while y'all head to the castle, Katya, I need all of y'all except Katya to roll a perception.
Alright.
Corvus is a virgin.
Dang it, that's a 10.
You said perception, right?
Yes.
Ah. Never mind. I rolled a 1.
Yeah, no, you don't see shit. You're too
Sushi's
enamored
too
with your
occupied.
corn.
The farmer zombie didn't know what to do, so just brought an entire
He's
stock
got
of corn.
eyes full of corn ears.
So it's like 10
It's all
feet tall of
corn.
corn.
We have to get out of here. It's all corn.
corn, baby corn.
All right.
I have bring you
Reja and
corn.
Levere, what did y'all roll for your perception?
Levere left a call.
Oh, what? I didn't hear that.
Because you're in streamer mode.
I know.
You dork.
All right, Rachel, what'd you roll for perception?
I'm gonna keep using this dice. It gave me a natural 20.
Okay. At some point, you saw Katya like break away from the group to go into town.
I'm just gonna smile a little bit to myself.
All right. So, Katya, as the others head back to the
Yeah.
castle, you are looking for.
I'm looking for food and anything interesting. Katya's wants to be among the people, see how the people feel about their
I
situation.
want to be where
Where
the
the
people are.
are.
All right. So, the first place of note would probably be the bakery for the food.
All right, let's go to the bakery.
All right. You see the baker has its back turned to you as it is currently uh currently putting icing on a cake.
Katya intends to pay for something, but also since his back is turned, she's gonna see if she can swipe a small bun while he's not looking.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand.
16 plus 7, 23.
All right. You manage to just very quickly swipe a sweet roll and shove it in your pocket.
A. Hello there, sir.
Does not respond. Continues to put strawberries on the cake now.
Strawberries.
Okay. um.
Is it
if
strawberry
he's not
shortcake?
looking, let's try and grab a croissant.
All right, roll sleight of hand.
6 plus 7, 13.
Ooh, as you try to grab it, you accidentally nudge the plate that it's on a little too much. It's on one of those raised platters, and it tilts and then very loudly falls.
Crashes.
Yeah, crashes. The baker has no response. However, a young human, maybe in her 20s or so, rushes in. She's got an apron covered in flour and chocolate, and she says,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I like the guy at the counter wasn't responding, so I thought I'd just like grab the croissant and maybe bring it up and poke him and see if like that
"Oh,
would
oh,
like
oh,
yeah.
sorry. I haven't seen you here before. You're new. You're not from around here. Sorry."
Yes,
She
I
like
just stepped into town today.
she smacks
I'm sorry about
the
the
baker.
at that school.
She smacks the baker man on the back of the shoulder, and it's like, "Come on, we have customers. You have to pay attention." And the guy just turns around, and you can see that he is missing one eye. His mouth is just like hanging open. He is very gaunt, and his remaining eye is extremely clouded over.
Yes, he is a
And
reanimated
he has
gentleman.
a big curly mustache.
Oh
Is
my
that
god,
Santa?
this just makes me think of Babinski from Coraline.
I was thinking more like the soldier skeleton from Corpse Bride, but yeah,
Oh,
Babinski's probably
yeah,
way better.
I haven't seen Corpse Bride in a while.
They are fairly similar in some ways.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sorry about the plate. I'll pay for that too. How much?
Oh, let's see, that's maybe I'll 3 silver.
All
Got it.
right. Is two okay? I have two.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Already gonna
Alright.
have a big payday later in the week.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes,
I am glad
we're
business is good. She
we're
hands over 2 silver.
we're one of the. She takes it and says, "Yes, we're honored to be one of the places catering for tomorrow's feast. Not tonight's feast, but tomorrow's."
Oh, so a big week of feasts, eh?
Oh, yeah, just the 3 days leading up to the Soon Festival.
Yeah, and then the Soon Festival itself.
Well,
At that,
yes.
it's a good time of year for you, huh?
Oh, absolutely. The cookies, they sell like hotcakes, and the hotcakes, they sell
Oh,
like cookies.
that's wonderful. I'm very glad for you. I'll be on the lookout for those cookies and hotcakes.
Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Uh, yes. Is there anything that you would like to be made custom? We do have warm meals already, though. If you
Well,
see any.
if maybe later I can borrow some of your ingredients and make some piroshki, that would be nice. I'll pay for the ingredients.
Oh, which one? What kind are you looking for?
So there, it's fried dough with meat or potatoes in it.
Oh, we don't have
Uh,
meat potatoes, but we can get you some flour.
yes, yes. Well, you can put any filling you like. Is yeasted dough, kind of like biscuit, and you just roll them flat, make little dumpling shape, put what filling you
Yes.
like in there, and
Oh
fry
yes.
them up.
Oh yes, I know how to make that. But you wanted to buy our ingredients so that you can make it yourself?
Oh yes, yes.
Yes.
I travel on a ship. We don't always
Oh,
have
on
the
the
stuff,
ship.
so I'd like yes, I'd like
Uh,
to be able to make some for the crew. It's a favorite dish from my homeland that I'd like to share with them.
oh yes, it's a wonderful dish here as well. I enjoy your accent. You're from probably from the mainland of Elm. From the Elm
Yes.
mainland.
Oh my god, I remember I like smushed Kiev and Odessa together to like
Kivasa.
create. What did I call it?
I think it was like Kivasa.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, Kivasa. Yeah, okay, Kivasa.
Oh, Kivasa. Never been
Yeah.
there myself. I actually haven't been off the island, but if I ever
That's
do
fair.
go
But
off it,
yeah, it's a bit further north, but also Slavic or
uh,
whatever D&D equivalent of
Elm,
Slavics are.
Fantasy
North Elm.
Slav.
Yeah, North
Mm.
Elm. North Elm is like the Eastern European kind of
Mm.
uh stuff. The farthest east or the farthest west in quotation marks that Elm gets in relation to the our world countries, it would be like South Elm has like it is more like
Mm.
Germanic, whereas North Elm is more Slavic.
Yeah.
Um yes. Ah, well, yes. We could probably get you some. We have some flour that we can spare. And maybe a bit of yeast. You said we're on a ship, so I'm guessing you need a decent amount. Uh, we could get you maybe 10 pounds for maybe 15 silver.
How many gold is 15 silver?
1.5.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
And for an extra 5 silver, we can throw in some yeast.
sounds good.
All right. She
So
goes.
that would that bring it to 2 gold?
Yes.
Eh, okay, yeah. So she hands over 2 gold.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind. She goes into the back and pulls out a small jar of powdered yeast and a 10-pound sack of wheat flour. Although the flour is black in color. And all
Mm.
the pastries here are also the pastries and
Yeah.
bread are also black and
Yeah,
gray.
this will be such a fun novelty. I am so excited.
Yes. Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm Katya, by the way. You are?
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Osira.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. And what was like the guy in charge of the town's name again? Because I'm very dumb.
Surazal.
Surazal. Hey, what do you think of Surazal? Do you like
Oh
leading
yes,
with his leadership?
Surazal is
How do
so
you make of
kind.
him?
He keeps us safe, and he was able to bring my father back. And she pats the undead baker on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in a way. Yes, it does seem like a kindness.
Well, yes, he is the kindest person on the island. I have
And
a
the
And
question.
most
like,
I have a question
Katya
about
can assume she's being genuine, right?
you can roll insight.
All right, yeah. I rolled a 9. So as far as Katya knows, yeah.
Yeah, she seems pretty genuine. I have a question about
Yes, of course.
is it true that when people get murdered on the island outside the island, nobody just brings them back to ask who did it?
Um, I suppose some people who can use those kinds of magics do. But a lot of times that kind of thing is rare, so people usually have to rely on like clues in the environment and like
That sounds
try
like it would take up
and
so much work.
oh yes, it certainly does. It really is a wonder why like necromantic arts aren't more wide used in investigative purposes, but I suppose it can be easy to go down a much darker road than someone like, oh my god, I just said his name and I forgot it.
Surazal.
Much darker path than Surazal. Surazal definitely has a strength of character to
Oh yes, he's
not bring back your family for more nefarious ends.
no, no. He would never be nefarious. He's such a kind
Yes.
person.
All right. Well, I am glad that you are happy in your life.
Oh yes, I am very happy.
All right. Katya bounces.
All right. As you
Mm.
are you gonna eat any of the pastries that you bought? Yeah,
Yeah.
you got one sweet roll and about 6 croissants.
All right. I'll eat a croissant and a sweet roll,
Uh,
and I'll share the other croissants with the other peeps.
they taste about as good as a sweet rolling croissant usually do.
All right. Nice.
All right. Anywhere else you wanna go before regrouping or rejoining the group in the castle?
Um, is there like a square where like there's a lot of people?
Uh, yes. You can see that several of the undead are currently in the process of putting up decorations in the square.
All right. Um, I guess
You see
I'll
one
go.
halfling is standing on like a large step ladder and commanding or giving orders to the various undead.
Mm-hmm. Um, I guess. Well, Katya's goal is to like watch and like see if anything of like interest, anything that's weird, like or out
Alright,
of the ordinary, like
go ahead
so. Yeah.
and roll perception.
Did I do that right? Yes. 17.
17. You don't really notice anything weird per se for a while, although at some point you do see the couple of guards that you had met earlier come by with a cart and just start grabbing some of the unattended undead that have basically been collapsed and resting on the wall in alleys. Ones
Mm-hmm.
that seem that are wearing far more tattered clothes than the rest.
Yeah, so the rundown, tired looking
Yeah.
one.
They grabbed those undead and
I
put
would
them in a
like
cart.
to sneakily follow those guards.
All right. Go ahead and roll stealth.
21.
All right. 21. Okay. You managed to stay a good distance behind, and still within earshot. And you hear them talking, and one of them says, "Do you think this one was? Judging by the clothes, maybe 80 years ago?" And the other guard says, "Nah, nah, no, no. Look at the earrings. The earrings are old enough, maybe probably about 100. I guess this one's probably maybe 4 generations removed from its current owner. Explains why it was abandoned. Uh, uh, well, eh, well, everyone's got to truly die someday." And they bring it to a cliff overlooking the sea and just dump the cart, like lift the cart up and dump the few bodies into the sea
Oof.
for whistling and heading back into town.
When the bodies fell, like, did they look like dead, or like were they still kind of undead alive, but like immobile?
They were pretty immobile. However, there were, like, you could tell that some of them were like had minor movements. The major motor function seems to have they seem to have decayed to the point where the major motor functions are no longer functional,
Yeah.
and only the minor, like an occasional twitch from a finger.
Yeah. Like, does it seem like there's souls in there, or no?
That'd be outside your purview.
Okay. Well, still interesting.
Yeah.
Very
As
sad.
you look
Damn,
over the
they're
cliff, you can
just
just
commodity in this town.
yeah. As you look over the cliff, you can just see on the sharp rocks there are like just bones piled up, as well as like just a few mostly decayed corpses.
You know, that's probably polluting the area too.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem. This doesn't seem great. All right, she's gonna try and rejoin the group now.
All right. You head back into the castle, where Surazal is showing everyone their rooms. It says,
And I run a roll stealth to like walk back up like nothing happened.
yes. Okay, go ahead and roll stealth. 13.
13.
All right.
Isn't that
Everyone
great?
go ahead and roll perception to check to see if you'll notice.
No,
Yes. Very
motherfucking
easily.
no. I am not doing great.
Oh, Corvus notices. So, as you rejoin, you're not nearly as sneaky as you thought you were. Everyone looks back at you.
Yeah, I've got the smell of bread about me.
Yeah, you're still munching on a on a croissant.
Yeah.
If she visibly has more, we're just gonna kind of like glance at her and put her hand up like she's waiting for one.
Oh, Katya hands raised one. Sorry, I got bored and hungry. I bought some croissants, and she passes them out.
What?
Thank you. We're just gonna eat it.
Croissant.
All
Yeah,
right.
see, that's
Croissant.
why I say it the other way. I just sound like I'm hissing in
Corpus
my
is
phone.
packing
Well,
on some croissants.
well, I suppose you missed me explaining the entire history of this island and my family. A story that I'll let your friends recap.
You just let us make shit up for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't actually tell you any of that. He's just messing with Katya.
Oh, that's nice.
But no, these will be
One
your
fun.
rooms. Any gestures to a hallway with several rooms on either side? Take your pick, and be on your best behavior. All of the rooms are identical. They have a 4-post bed and a wardrobe cabinet on the wall. The beds are lined with soft silks, and the feathers and the pillows have feathery down padding in them. They
Oh,
are
God, settles
pretty comfortable.
right in for a nap.
Tonight's dance will be starting in only a handful of hours, and the feast will take place right after.
Sounds good. See you then. I'm taking a nap.
All right. Anyone else gonna get a short rest?
Yeah.
All right.
I won't take a short rest. I won't take a short rest.
All right. So, what do y'all do as y'all rest?
Sushi does sleep. Yeah.
I just got word from Biddy. Her power went out.
Yeah, that would explain how it
Okay.
suddenly stopped working like that.
Hello.
Hello.
You sound croaky.
Yeah, so what happened is my power went out for like 10 minutes. Took about, let's see, what's the time? Yeah, it took about 5 minutes for my Wi-Fi to start connecting to the internet.
Sounds about right. I'm guessing you're using Spectrum.
Yep. Look, it's only like, I don't know exactly how much it costs a month, but it
Like
gets me
50.
300 megabits. It gets me 300 megabits per second, so it's great. My fan. Yes, so when the power came on, I turned on my computer. I went out to the living room to mess with the Wi-Fi, and when I got back, look the fucking do. System update.
Oh no, Windows, why?
Yeah, that was my reaction.
Yeah, I know, because we're the same
System
person.
update. Oh. Hold on. When I last looked at it, it was 19. Now it's at 100.
All right.
Hmm.
You
So what?
didn't miss much. Surazal brought y'all back to the castle and showed and just brought y'all to your rooms. Most of the time you were gone was focusing on Katya sneaking away to get food.
Well, I hope somebody was writing down the notes while I was gone.
Nope.
You'll have to listen to the episode when it goes up.
It's okay. I can type a summary of Katya's tiny adventure.
All right. The notes should be pinned in the notes.
They are. So anything y'all want to do during your short rest before the dance starts?
I'm immediately gonna cast a level 5 spell.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm communing with the Raven Queen right now.
Oh, you're gonna try to commune with your god?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
I want to see if this is able to work because despite what happened with the Revivify, just hoping like anything else about her isn't disconnected while I'm on this isle.
All right. You open your window and you lay down the incense and begin to take a meditative breath. And when you open your eyes, a raven has a raven who with black feathers, iridescent black feathers, but white feathers uh, on the upper half of the face, resembling effectively a mask, has flown in and is standing in front of you.
So yeah, sorry about my microphone quality until I can get that fixed.
Oh.
So I can get signed in on my computer.
Yeah. All right, Corvus. How many questions does Commune give you?
Let me just look that specifically right
Gun
now.
sorry, Chalkfee?
Right.
Don't you
Yes?
fucking dare!
Do what?
I can
What?
see that.
I'm just installing things. I'm just installing it. I'm not. I
Okay.
promised.
What
What
was about to
happened?
happen? What was about to happen?
The icon for Sushi playing Fallout 4 came up.
I'm not playing them. I am installing Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas so I can add mods while
Okay.
we're still playing, because I can do something that menial in the background.
All right.
All right.
Corvus,
3 questions. It's up to 3 questions.
yes. All right. It stands in front of you, on the floor, staring up at you.
Mhm. Raven Queen, I must ask, do you believe this isle to be a target of your your anger towards it?
Are you angry with this island?
Okay. The raven pulls up a wing and starts to preen, pulling out a single feather that is beautiful and intact,
Hmm.
and lays it on the ground at your feet.
I pick it up.
To remind you, a feather that is intact is a yes to your question.
I see. But that's intact. All right.
Yes. Intact is yes. Broken feather is no. Based on the last time you used commune.
All right. Then my next question to you should be, should should I attempt to destabilize this island government currently with the power I currently have right now, or wait till late, or should I wait till later?
It's got to be a yes or no question.
Not like should I go try to liberate them now with my power or not?
Pulls in preens the other ring and pulls out a broken feather and lays it at your feet.
Understandable, understandable. And 3, were you once a mortal before you ascended, or have you always been a divine being?
Mm.
That's got to be a yes or no question.
Were you once a mortal being, Raven Queen?
You only get 3 questions, correct?
Yeah, only 3 questions. This is my last question. This is
Okay.
absolutely my last question.
All right. It looks at you, and it takes off, flying out the window.
Okay. Okay.
Because if I remember
I like
correctly,
that.
the options are yes, no, unsure, and no non-answers.
Deuces, basically. Yeah.
But yes, it flies out the window off into the sky until you eventually can't see it anymore.
Mhm. Well, this only tempers my emotions right now. Alright. Just gonna have to tolerate it. Gonna tolerate it until I can get stronger.
All right.
That right
All I can
there
do.
is a canon saying D&D has flip-flopped on whether the Raven Queen was mortal or not. Multiple times.
Let's see.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to do during the short rest?
I'd like to write to Tross.
Okay.
I'd like to let him know that we've made it to the Isle of Muliath, and if he has any information on a Surazal.
After a while he responds, not that I know of. I'll try to look into any records we can find.
All right. I say all right, thanks.
All right.
Brisha's going to. She would have tried to spy on Corvus to see what she was doing.
All right. You were peeking through the keyhole to Corvus's room, and you just saw her talking to a weird-looking raven. And and then the raven flew off out the window.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll perception while you're out here.
Is this for sight or for hearing?
This one will be for hearing.
Okay.
Just while you're in the hall, while everyone else is taking a short rest.
That's 24.
Okay. As you are peeking over, you hear a fluttering down the hall and down the stairs. Like you hear a strange noise, like the fluttering of cloth and like the grinding of stone. Just ever so. It's not loud. It's very quiet.
Investigate.
All right. Poking your head around the corner to the banister, and or poking your head around the corner and going to the banister. With that perception, you see that in a dark corner off to the side of the main foyer, you can see that one of the curtains is like moving ever so slightly, like it was recently uh, parted. And
I
then,
will make a mental note of that.
all right. But yeah, either parted or closed. Moving more than the wind should, but not like one that would be noticeable unless you were looking for it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anything last chance for anyone else to do anything for the during the short rest?
Katya's just straight up sleeping, so.
I like
Okay.
to eat little cakes and then take a nap.
All right. You enjoy your croissant that Katya got you, and then fall asleep. Everyone, go ahead and mark off a short rest if you need one. And eventually you start to hear music.
Delicious petty fours.
The croissants are black, by the way,
Nice.
but they do not taste like charcoal. They're not charcoal infused.
Wait until this island learns about bleached flour. Ooh boy.
Oh god, that would be awful. um. So, eventually you start to hear music in the main foyer and in the ballroom.
Nice. I'd like to leave my room and join up with my crew.
Okay, as you
Crew
do,
join up, I say, into the earring.
as y'all head downstairs, you can see that the ball has uh, has begun. There are several members. There are several guests, both living and dead. You can see that Surazal is sitting in a chair, looking mildly bored. And occasionally, like two people will bring their remembrances up to him, and he will mutter something and then tap both each remembrance on the shoulder with his cane, and then they uh, head and then they head off. Um, he looks very bored with the whole affair. But he is uh just watching people eating, people dancing. Uh, so what do y'all do?
I'm gonna make it look like I am wearing an appropriate dress for the occasion.
All right, you make
Probably
a
something blue and flowy, really pretty.
yes, you make a beautiful blue dress with geometric patterns that match the kind of style that everyone's wearing.
I'd like to take my formal wear out of my ethereal key.
Okay, yeah, you do that in your guest room before heading down.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
Katya has like a reversible vest on that with like a fancier pattern on the outside
Ooh, I like
that
that.
like, makes her look like she's fancy.
Mhm.
Yes.
She's
Yeah,
got
Well,
like legs and different things in her stuff so she can like change up her look up on the
it's a
go.
nice, mostly plain vest, but it has a really fancy looking liner. So she's
Yeah.
turned it inside out. So it has a nice plain lining and a fancy outside.
Yup.
I love
Sided
reversible
fabric.
clothes. So yeah, you all dress to the nines as you all go. Um,
I'm keeping my sword with me.
naturally.
Mm.
Yes,
Do I have one of those fancy kimonos? Maybe I don't remember what I have fancy.
yes, you do have formal wear from your homeland.
It's a formal kimono in our house colors, which happen to also be red and black.
Yep, you fit
Edgy gotta
in
edge.
outside the lack of
The,
geometric patterns, but
the
otherwise,
red's a bit different, but you fit in well enough.
yeah.
It's a brighter red.
Yeah.
This one, yeah, this
Good.
place has more of a wine red. Yours is more of a blood red.
Yeah.
Fresh blood red. So
Speaking of
very
wine,
bright.
Surazal sips from a wine glass. Um, a beautiful deep red wine. Um, as his butler occasionally comes and pours more from a bottle.
What kind of music is playing?
It is a waltz.
It's ska, actually.
It's ska. No, it's a
If there's one
waltz.
thing,
As
if there's one thing Surazal loves, it's skanking.
Surazal would probably be a fan of polka. But no. It's a beautiful waltz. As people are dancing. So there's a few pairs that are both living. There's some people who are dancing with the dead, and there's entire couples of dead that are dancing with each other, kind of like shambling and very clumsily, but not like, but they're not falling over, and that's the important thing.
It's Grandma and Grandpa's 350th anniversary.
Exactly. You do see.
Sure, the last 20-something have been at least one of them's been dead, but you know.
You do see at one point there is a very elderly human who is dancing with the corpse of presumably his wife. And he starts to slow down, but the remembrance it continues its pace. And eventually his head just nods and he goes limp the um as the corpse is dancing with his lifeless body. Surazal sighs, walks up, and taps it on the shoulder with his cane, and you see the old man go stiff and then start doing the movement again, though much more staggered than before, and his eyes are there's no light in it. And you hear Surazal say, "It's one of these every year," as he goes
I am
back to
now
his chair to
intrigued.
watch.
There's food, right?
Yes, there is food. There are pastries. There is mutton. There is beef. There's fish. There's pork.
There's tons of jerky, but I don't think the villagers
There
would
is
like it if you ate
explicitly
it.
no jerky.
Heh.
There's explicitly no jerky.
I know, I'm making a joke about the desiccated corpses.
Oh, that's not why there's no jerky.
I know.
When you said there's explicitly no jerky, you originally
know-
said nose.
You
And so
know
I
what?
just heard, there's nose jerky.
No.
Only nose jerky.
No,
Can't.
you and Gunmetal know why there's no jerky. Surazal really hates jerky.
There's a little sign that says no jerky.
Yeah, jerky is one
I
of the.
assume there are those little plates.
Yeah, there are plates with tiny
Well-
sandwiches.
The ones
with two
the little party plates that you can carry around to have your food on.
Yes.
Okay, Sushi is going to use a skill that she learned at court, and that is how tall you can stack food onto those tiny little plates.
Ooh.
Oh no, you're like when Pizza Hut in China opened a salad bar.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll dexterity check to see how well you can keep the balance.
17.
This is a good one to have a good roll on. You grab some ribs. You grab some fish fillets. You grab some pork rinds. The tiny sandwiches. You make an entire tower of
I think
food.
I have an entire shrimp cocktail glass in there.
Oh yeah, there's a shrimp cocktail glass that is carrying you. You basically balance the ribs on the shrimp cocktail glass and use that as like support to hold another plate with the fish
Like a
fillets.
Scooby Shaggy style stack of all the food.
Yeah. This is
All right.
You are being very careful when you walk, hopefully, but you manage to keep it balanced.
I am going to walk to a corner, and then I am going to do either the dumbest or most impressive thing that I can at the moment do.
Oh no, please do it.
Do it.
Everything.
Yes.
Full
Eat it up.
Shaggy Scooby-Doo mouth. Just
Roll a
Yeah.
constitution check.
Oh no.
Oh
Fuck.
no. All right. So you
I should
This was so close to a nat 20. And then it bounced off the wall. God damn it.
you get it and you like you bring it like as low as you can so that you can get your mouth to the top, and you open wide and just shove your face down, and immediately you start choking on some shrimp.
I'm so sad.
I figured she'd
I
be
always
choking on
forget
the
about
glass.
inspiration. God
The
damn it.
glass is at the bottom, but yeah, you start choking on some shrimp, and the ribs, they like kind of wedge themselves in.
I'm going to attempt to help.
All right, roll medicine. The Heimlich.
Medicine. Where is medicine? There you are. I'm good at
Just
medicine. I
keep
can do
casting
this.
Cure Wounds until I swallow
19.
19. All right, you rush over and you just smack her on the back, and she coughs the rib and the.
Roll to catch the glass and then catch everything else that came out at once.
What, are you gonna try and Spider-Man this shit?
Yes.
Roll dexterity, and I'm gonna tell you, if it's not a nat 20, it's not gonna win.
Oh man, I got a 9.
Oh, that would've been so funny if you got a nat 20.
That would have been so
I was
good.
hoping.
All right, you try to catch it, but it you try to catch it, but you only manage to catch the shrimp. You drop the plate. The glass of the shrimp cocktail shatters on the floor. There's ribs all over the ground. Fish
I
fillets
just have a
skewered.
handful of shrimp.
You are holding a single shrimp in your hand after all this is done.
You know what's funny?
What?
When you said that and you had sushi roll, I looked at my dice and I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to see. And guess what?
Well, you had to have called it.
I know. I just thought it would be funny to see. But yeah, if
You
I
rolled
had,
a 20, didn't you?
that would have worked.
That would have been hilarious.
Ray's just gonna.
That would have been hilarious for Reija to have caught sushi and then grab the plate and catch everything like Peter Parker.
With her
That would
tail.
be awesome.
using her tail to balance the plate.
You need to be more careful. Don't
Sushi
make me do this again.
Sushi calmly starts picking up the ribs.
Lavere
And
hears a
eating
shattering glass and looks over.
Sushi is just calmly picking up ribs off the floor and eating them one at a time.
Yeah. Sorry, when I posted that GIF, I didn't realize that's the one where he fucks up.
It has some quality issues, that GIF.
I didn't realize that was the one where he doesn't catch it.
You know, they actually did a bunch of takes on that, and him catching all that stuff was an actual thing.
I know. There's outtakes of him fucking it up.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what this one is.
It is.
So
that's how it goes. That's exactly how it happens.
all right. So after that display, Surazal
She catches like 3 things on the plate, and then the plate slips out of her hand.
So as y'all do this display, and you're no longer choking, Surazal calls over and is like, "Everything all right over there? We already had one death. I'd rather not have another."
She's fine. She just tried to eat too much.
Yeah, you sure don't seem as enthusiastic about raising these guys back up as I thought.
Not when it's a party.
Ah.
It's a
now,
time for festivity, not for death.
yeah,
All right.
I
Good point. If you that.
yeah no I just I have to do the paperwork. I have to figure out who their family is to make sure.
Next of kin.
Yeah, I need to make sure who his family is to tell him, hey, you have a remembrance now. And it's just a whole thing. Ugh.
If we want death of the party, wait 8 months.
What happens in 8 months?
Uh, do, 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 do. Well, I guess you probably don't celebrate it here. It makes sense that you wouldn't. The Raven Festival,
Oh yeah, no,
spooky time.
well, we don't really have spooky here.
Eh,
Any
understandable.
yes. Anyway, if you excuse me, I have to continue to wed these corpses. He says
Thumbs
as
up.
another group of people are bringing 2 remembrances to him. Does the shoulder taps with them and sends them off.
Fraser wants to see if she can convince a party member to dance with her.
Well, go ahead and ask.
Hey, Katya.
Yeah.
Can you dance with me?
Yeah, sure.
Yay!
King guy seems like he's busy anyway.
All right.
Let's hop in.
All right. Go ahead and
Yay.
roll performance check, each of you.
I want to use thaumaturgy to I don't know what I want to do. I can do some stuff.
I rolled a 16.
Performance. I'm not super great at that. Should
I'll
make
give
stuff
you
move
an
around.
inspiration.
Oh, nice. Performance. Where is that? How much is your dice for inspiration?
1 second.
D8, right?
D8.
Yes, a 1d8.
Okay.
So do I roll it?
17.
But
17. Well, I
uh,
rolled a 1 on it.
all right. Y'all are fairly decent at a waltz. This ain't y'all's first time dancing, probably. So you managed to have a decent time spending the time
Yay.
dancing. Eventually, once all of the undead weddings have finished, Surazal gets up, stretches, finishes his glass of wine, and starts heading over to y'all.
Like,
He
Surazal, I thought you'd never join the party.
Oh, I had business I had to attend to first, but now I can actually enjoy myself. And did promise a dance. And mind if I take it from here? He asks, gesturing to. He asks Raisha.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some food then.
All right, you enjoy.
We're just gonna scurry off and then start piling high
Fill
like
yourself up.
meats and pastries.
Oh yeah, there are beautiful. There are some pretty good pastries. There's some cheesecakes, some shortcakes.
Are there
There's
honey cakes?
yes.
Yes.
All right.
What kind of drinks do they have?
They have many kinds of wines, as well as non-alcoholic
Like,
fruit-based
do they have like a non?
juice.
Okay, I was about to say if they had anything like fruity that was alcoholic, Risha would drink that.
Yes. You do find a nice pomegranate juice. There's also a punch bowl with a punch made from passion fruit, oranges, and grapefruits.
Okay.
Ooh, I love
Risha's also gonna take a couple pastries and like wrap them in like napkins or something and shove a couple into
Hell yeah.
her bag, which you can't actually see right now because she's using her cloak to make it look like she's just wearing a nice dress.
Nice. So, Katya, as Surazal dances with you, he says, um, "So you have the eyes of someone who has seen many, many interesting things in life."
Well, these days it's just the one eye that sees things. But yeah,
Well, I'm sure the other one saw many things as well, right up until its end.
oh, it did, and I got one better on the other girl.
I'm sure you did. I admire your passion, even in what for you, I'm sure, is not your prime. You still seem to have a fire that will never go out. Like I said, that's
Every
admirable.
my prime year.
Yes.
But yes, it's good to be fiery.
Yes. So, how did you come about this crew? What can you tell me about your captain?
The captain's alright enough. I owed a favor and had some favors owed in return. We've wound up in a time loop, believe it or not. That was some crazy wild stuff.
Oh, I have an old friend who would have loved to have been there.
Yes. And we fought Tarask dragon hybrid. It was crazy. Fused with, I think, a red and a blue dragon. And every night it broke a crystal, and the crystal, like, reset the thing, and we killed the dragon and got the crystal and set everything back to normal, and now we're here. I haven't been through long, but they're all right enough, folks.
This crystal, then, where would it be?
I forgot.
It was worth a shot. It it would have been interesting to see it. I am an admirer of magic, and that does sound like a pretty powerful.
Oh, it was.
I would have loved to
I
study
got my
it.
paws on it in one of our attempts to resolve the situation. Uh,
If we could
It
turn
was
back time,
good
I
to
could.
be purple. Ah, well,
Sounds like it was divination
I've had my
then.
fill of turning back time for now.
Well, with its power, if you brought it to me, I could study it, and I could find a way to bring you back to your prime. I'm sure.
Oh, you flatter me, but I'm fine as I am.
Oh. Well, if you ever find yourself fading, you can always come here, and I'll be sure to give your body a decent send-off.
Mm, I have my own plans, I think, but I will consider.
Alright. Well, I
Still
hope that
waiting on
one
my
day you
computer to start up.
reconsider. Let's see. Finishes the dance and
Yeah.
gives you a nice twirl and
This dance I will certainly treasure.
and as will I. It's not often that I get to actually cut loose.
Well, I'm glad I could provide you with an opportunity. She, like, pokes him in the side a little bit playfully.
Oh, I need to roll con. I need to roll.
Okay, roll Constitution to avoid vomiting, I'm guessing.
Oh god.
I don't know why you're rolling con. Is it to avoid vomiting?
Yes. Yes.
Vomiting from what?
An old lady being, like, friendly? What?
With like a necromancer.
Alright.
There's
You managed to hold back the you managed to hold back the visceral disgust you have at the bard flirting with your mortal enemy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Katya's just playing nice.
Uh,
Also, I don't think she was really there to, like,
oh yeah.
this getting all angry.
Yeah. So anything else y'all want to do in this night while everyone's
Uh,
dancing?
Dance some more, eat some more.
All right.
Yeah.
You manage to get your fill of eating. You manage to get your fill of drinking, and eventually the night starts to die down.
If only if it wasn't like this, I could actually enjoy myself. I'm just I'm just trying to eat my feelings away right now. I'm just trying to distract myself.
I'm enjoying little sandwiches. What's on the sandwiches? Tell me what's on the sandwiches, Silver.
There are sandwiches that have shredded. Is it shredded beef? Oh God. What's the kind of beef that's like? It's not ground beef. It's the kind that's like stringy.
Like for barbecue?
Yeah.
Yeah, shredded.
Okay, there's some that have like shredded beef on them. There's some that have ham on them, like ham and cheese. There's tiny Phillies.
Tiny Philly cheesesteaks?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're just cheesesteaks. There's no Philly.
Yeah. Tiny Jareel cheese steaks. There's tiny fish sandwiches, like breaded and fried. They have sliders. They have Sloppy Joe sliders.
Okay.
Sloppy Joe sliders are good.
I know, it's just I was I was expecting fancier sandwiches. These are nice sandwiches, but you know. I don't know. Part of me was kind of expecting the sandwiches to just be like cucumber and butter.
I mean, you could ask Surazal about it.
But that's
Nah.
boring, tasteless.
I know. It's just what I was expecting because that's like my basic idea of fancy party, like fancy formal sandwich. It's a bread and butter.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Well, where do you think bread and butter pickles get their name from? It's because it was a very common picnic sandwich to have like butter, I think like some seasonings, sugar
Bread
maybe,
and
and
butter
cucumber
pickles
slices.
are delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a very common sandwich during like the 20s, and then the depression hit. So they had to use pickles instead. And so they made some sweet pickles so that it didn't taste like pickles.
Yeah.
You're a depressant.
So, Surazal
I
eventually
am.
heads to the buffet
I
and
hate bread and
starts
butter.
eating a couple of the Sloppy Joe sliders. Despite the name being Sloppy Joe's, he's very, very clean about it. There's not a single drop of slop on his gloves.
Wait,
Not a drop of slop.
Yeah.
impressive.
All right. Anything else y'all want to do this night? Before the party ends.
I'll dance with Sushi, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, we'll outshine the talls.
All right. Both of y'all roll performance.
Come
Okay, hold
on,
on.
performance. Don't fail me now.
Hold on. I need to see
You have
if I've signed
disappointed
into
me.
D&D Beyond on my iPad before.
I got a 16.
Oh my god, my computer finally fucking got off of like cleaning up from the update.
Oh,
Still
Oh
got
my
to
god.
sign in, and I still have to sign in and wait for everything to start up, but at least I can actually get that going now.
Oh, speaking of computers, I ended up getting a third-party program to get my computer to actually work the way I want it to work. It's called the Explorer Patcher. It lets me unstick the toolbar.
Nice.
And also it gets rid of the rounded corners that Windows 11 makes default for some ungodly reason.
Ew.
Yeah, I hate rounded
I
corners.
hate-
It also
Yeah, I love rounded corners IRL, but not on my
Yeah.
UI. No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
It also makes styles. It also has an option to style the toolbar as the Windows 10 toolbar instead of the Windows 11, which is
Mm.
way easier to use. For one thing, Windows 11 bunches the Wi-Fi and the audio in one button.
That's
Why?
fucked up.
It's
Anyway,
fucked up.
I rolled 17 for my performance.
All right. You and Sushi start to do a waltz. Basically copying the movements of some of the people around you. It's not as good as It's not nearly as good as Katya and Reja's. But it's not bad either. Katya and Reja were only slightly more in sync than you two are. But eventually, the night comes to a close. The band plays their last song, and the people start to file out. Surazal gives a big yawn and starts to head upstairs and says, "It would be wise for you to stay in your room. I'd really prefer you not to go snooping around. Please do not insult my hospitality."
You know how I got these scars?
All right,
Nope.
he asks us not to snoop about his castle.
Yes. He heads off to his room and closes his door.
Oh, but asking. Oh, my cat-like contrarian nature.
Yeah.
Sushi's just
Like,
staring.
if you don't want someone to do something, you like, okay, yes,
Yeah.
you should ask them to not do it, but like something like don't snoop around that like inclines you to snoop around.
I
The,
feel like he might
like,
want an
stand-
excuse. Katya, he might want an excuse to remove guest right. So
Yeah, Kat's just not going to. It's just like now it's more tempting. Like she didn't care to before, but now the idea is out there.
Eventually, you notice that the candles on the walls, the lamps on the wall start to dim on their own as the butler starts to uh, starts to clean up the area around Surazal's throne, bringing the wine back to the kitchen and his wine glass. The decorations do seem to sort of start resetting back to how they were before the party started, though, which is interesting to watch, to say the least. So as you sit here, or as you stand here, in the foyer of the castle that is falling to sleep after a wonderful night of dead and dance, I think we're gonna call it. Yeah.
Sound
Heck yeah.
We all have 2 weeks to decide on what to do next.
yeah.
So, thank you everybody for watching. This was World of Tapir, episode 90. There's plenty of other stuff on the channel you can check out. I recently finished Mario 64.
Yes,
It was beautiful.
it was beautiful.
There's also on the channel, I am playing Paper Mario 64, and my boyfriend is playing Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. And this Friday, you can catch me and Biddy. We're playing Goldeneye.
Yeah, we're James Bond.
Yeah, we're James Bond. We're Sean Connery. Well, I mean, technically he's in the files, but he's just not accessible without Game Shark or Game Genie.
We should do Fallout New Vegas.
that.
Need James Bond up in this bit.
Yeah. So common challenge of the day. Favorite kind of sandwich.
Favorite kind of sandwich.
I love Philly cheese.
What category of sandwich, and what are we counting as a sandwich?
Yes. It's a case by case basis.
This is one
Calzone.
of those. This is one of
Calzone
those
is
situations.
calzone is not a sandwich, and neither is Smucker's Uncrustable.
I like
Those are-
panini,
I don't like Uncrustables because they don't
but there's
have
no
just
good
peanut butter ones.
gluten-free paninis.
I'm sorry.
I like paninis, but there's no good gluten-free paninis.
I will. Yeah, panini is a
Really?
sandwich.
Sob.
Can't
I
you
miss
just panini
sub
crust?
sandwiches. There's a really good like giant sub shop where I live. I miss them
Ooh,
much.
good sense.
Okay, you know what? Here's a good answer. Fried peanut butter and banana. What you do is you scrape the outside with mayonnaise, so you get that really
Yeah.
nice fry.
Oh my god, grilled cheese.
Oh, grilled cheese is
Ooh,
amazing.
for hot sandwich, yes.
Grilled cheese, pretty good. My default for whenever I go somewhere and I'm ordering a sandwich, if they have it, I get a meatball sub.
Yum.
I'd like a classic egg and cheese.
All right. Well, so with that out of the way, there's not left to say, but good night, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Goodbye.